Hi, sponsors. So, the last, I don't even know, 2 months, it's been very difficult. It's taken a lot of effort, multiple days, a lot of redundancy, and numerous requests. I don't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy being a single mother in school full time, working full time, and, doing everything on my own, but I did it and I made it through so that I wouldn't be in situations like this. And so what I'm asking is that rather than punishing me for whatever's going on here, we all just come together and find a solution. If you wouldn't want to be where I'm sitting, do something about it. So the hope is when you're putting yourself through that intense amount of stress, working around the clock, barely sleeping so that you can make a better future, is that you will never have to be begging people, strangers online for enough money to pay your phone bill. So that you will never be in a position with the United States government that you're not legally permitted to discuss. So that you will never be having your neck so stomped on that you cannot breathe. But here we are, and so that's the syntax error that I keep discussing. I went to school. I send out my resume regularly. I've applied at McDonald's. I've applied at Starbucks. I've applied for six-figure incomes. And I've worked in a six-figure annual salary job before. Commission job before. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for many years. I've proven myself time and time and time and time again. But here we are every single month. And it's like I'm reduced to this. Which is that for a reason I'm not permitted to discuss, rather than being in receipt of welfare and being in my own home with my newborn, I'm sitting here being prevented from earning my own income, separated from my family still, having no criminal background, having no, record in any kind. Being forced to take substance abuse classes when I've never had an addiction, and having to ask the sponsors over and over and over again for enough money to cover the cost for nursing bags for my breast milk so I could transport it to my child, and my phone bill to be paid so I can continue to stay in contact with these court people. What do you guys want from me? Why do you keep making me go through this? And it's like I was just telling Xavier, yeah, it's great to have a positive mindset and all, but it's also great to advocate for yourself. It's also great to call people out when you're being abused. It's also great to recognize when your human rights are being violated and say, hey, what's going on here? Can others look at my situation and tell me, am I wrong for feeling this way? And validate your feelings. So while I do agree that we should be positive and grateful and thank God for things, this is not any way that any human should be living. No human being should be subjected to not having enough, period. We live in an abundant society with enough food and enough transportation. We have cars, so many cars. Look at how many lots we have filled with cars that no one uses. But we still have people that have no transportation. Why? Why? We have people who don't have clothing. I myself personally have worked my entire life. My parents would give me a gift at Christmas, something modest, maybe like 3 designer outfits. And when I say designer, I mean like BB, something from Von Maur, Macy's, higher quality, maybe 3 outfits a year. And I would treat them with such care and respect, and then fill in my wardrobe with like Target clothes or, stuff off of Amazon more recently, or, non-designer stuff, no name brand stuff. And I would take very, very good care of it. And I would respect my belongings, and I would be very grateful to have them. Everything has been taken from me, unlawfully at that, and with no response. So I'm sitting here day after day with the best positive attitude I can possibly have, while also not allowing them to gaslight me into thinking that the situation is legal or acceptable. It's not. Nothing about it is. Nothing about it is. When they destroyed my apartment and everything in it, they took my baby books for my children. They took my furniture. They took my clothing, my photo albums, my memories, my life. You know, my life, the things that I worked for. I've been in the workforce since I was 15 years old. 15. I have been through it all. I have been human trafficked. I have been stabbed. I have been beat up. And guess what? All of that adversity, it began in the year 2019 when You Know Who came out and that reality show went on the air. So when you ask me why I have this chip on my block about those things, it's not a chip on the block. It's awareness. My eyes are open. I see you now. So, with no criminal record and no substance abuse issues, having already submitted on the record as well as here to social media a letter from my longtime private internal medicine doctor, private primary care physician, that I've never had substance abuse, that he's been my doctor for over 10 years, along with multiple letters of recommendation, dozens and dozens of Airbnb reviews from long-term stays where I've lived with people for 30 days or longer. Even after submitting all of that, I'm still sitting here being prevented from earning my own income, being subjected to accepting whatever it is they'll allow me to have. That is not America. It's just not. And then we take it a step further, and even if I was someone, which I'm not, who had done something to disqualify them from earning their own income, we walk by these warehouse-style stores that are so overloaded with merchandise, they can't even find space for them. So many pants, they have to have storage in the back for more pants. But we have people walking around in dirty clothes with holes in them. I will never understand a society where we have abundance and we treat people like they are not worth even the bare minimum. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. And sometimes I question myself and I think, is it this mindset? Is that what puts the target on me? Am I supposed to be angry and ruthless and say, people don't deserve things unless they, what is it? And with that being said, then I truthfully wonder if I will ever, find my way, because I don't think I'm ever going to believe that people deserve to be treated this way. I don't think there's anyone who can convince me that this is acceptable for anyone, not just for me, for anyone. There is no one in the world, I've said it a million times, if someone is so disgraceful, if they are so disgraceful that they don't deserve clean pants, just shoot them in the head, show mercy on them, and just get it over with. Just get rid of them. If a person does not deserve clean pants, they don't deserve to breathe air. That's it. It's as simple as that. As long as we have people alive, they deserve clean pants, food, shelter, and minimum basic necessities. My God. My God. Because I'll tell you this, it takes a weak, sad man. You got to be the saddest, weakest person to feel better because someone else doesn't look as good as you, smell as good as you, is not as strong as you. Where do they make all these haters at? Where do these haters come from? Can we send them back in bulk to scale wherever they came from? If I see someone with a shopping bag, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could have went shopping with them. Never once do I think, well, they shouldn't be able to go shopping. Never. I think we should all be able to go shopping. If somebody gets a job, I'm like, damn, that person, they got a job and they don't even have an education. That must mean a job is definitely on the horizon for me. But then you make me wait 5 years and still don't give me.
My friend.
And let's please continue to teach the terms gaslight and scapegoat, because there are so many times that circumstances, environmental or otherwise, don't allow a person to do the right thing, and they are just so eager to look around them and see who they can choose to make feel bad or blame for the shit that really is no one's fault. Why can't society be okay understanding that most things are no one's fault? Why not? Why can't it be like that? Why are they always looking for someone to blame? Well, she's not taking the blame. Well, maybe because she didn't do anything. The fuck? I don't remember how I said it, but I was talking about how I've already solved all the world's problems. Giving people enough solves almost every single problem that we have. And forcing people to live in lack is what causes people to act out of emotion and stockpile things and hoard things and, defend things with their life or with violent force. Like if someone breaks in and tries to steal something from someone who's worked their entire life for it, who's done without for so long, they're the first ones to pull a trigger. The first ones. You know why? Because they're literally living in the trauma of lack. Lack is trauma. Not having enough is trauma. You know, that the person that you say you can take whatever you want in the store, they're like, what? They will go there and grab every toilet paper, a million socks. You walk in their house, they have so much stuff piled up. That's from when they were poor, when they were living in lack, when they did not have. They're afraid. They are afraid. When you give people enough when you always give people access to whatever it is that they need at all times, they're not going to stockpile anymore. They're not going to go to the store and pile up because